Right, we just started. Already there's breaking news. Dharmesh Sheth is here. What have you got?
Arsenal fans were left seething with anger and disbelief after what many are calling yet another blatant VAR injustice, as the Gunners were denied a clear and decisive penalty in their clash against Crystal Palace. In a match already charged with tension and high stakes, the controversial decision proved to be a defining moment, sparking outrage across the Emirates, on social media, and among pundits who struggled to understand how the officials reached such a conclusion. The incident occurred during a crucial phase of the game when Arsenal were building sustained pressure and looked increasingly likely to break the deadlock. A dangerous delivery into the Crystal Palace box found an Arsenal attacker poised to strike, only for him to be brought down by a reckless challenge that made clear contact with his leg. The referee initially waved play on, but with VAR in operation, there was an immediate expectation that the decision would be reviewed and corrected. Instead, after a brief check, VAR astonishingly chose not to intervene, leaving Arsenal without the penalty that appeared obvious to almost everyone watching. Replays only fueled the frustration. Multiple angles showed the Palace defender missing the ball entirely and making significant contact with the Arsenal player, a textbook example of a foul inside the box. Former referees and analysts quickly weighed in, many stating that it was a stonewall penalty and questioning how VAR, with all its technology and time to assess the incident, could arrive at a decision so detached from the evidence. For Arsenal supporters, it felt like a familiar story unfolding once again. The atmosphere inside the stadium shifted immediately after the decision. Loud boos echoed around the ground, while players surrounded the referee in disbelief. Arsenal's bench was visibly furious, with coaching staff struggling to contain their anger as they watched the replay on pitch-side monitors. The sense of injustice seemed to galvanize the team, but it also introduced an element of anxiety, as the fear grew that another crucial match could be influenced by officiating errors rather than footballing quality. This latest controversy has reignited wider debates about VAR's role in the Premier League. Introduced to eliminate clear and obvious errors, the system continues to deliver decisions that appear inconsistent and, at times, inexplicable. Arsenal fans have been particularly vocal, pointing to a growing list of incidents this season where key calls have gone against them. Whether it's penalties not given, goals ruled out, or questionable red cards, the perception is that Arsenal are repeatedly on the wrong end of marginal, yet match-altering, decisions. Crystal Palace, for their part, will argue that they simply played to the whistle and benefited from a call that went their way. But even among neutral observers, there was a strong sense that Arsenal had been hard done by. The denial of such a clear penalty not only affected the momentum of the game but also had potential implications for the title race and the club's ambitions. In a league where margins are razor-thin, moments like this can define an entire season. Players spoke cautiously after the match, clearly aware of potential repercussions for criticizing officials too openly. However, their frustration was evident in their body language and carefully chosen words. References to decisions not going our way and needing consistency were thinly veiled expressions of anger. Fans, less restrained, flooded social media with clips of the incident, comparisons to similar penalties given in other matches, and accusations of double standards. As the dust settles, questions remain about accountability and transparency. Why was the incident not sent for an on-field review? What criteria did VAR apply to determine that the challenge was not worthy of a penalty? Until clearer explanations are provided, the feeling among Arsenal supporters will remain one of deep mistrust. For a club fighting at the highest level, these moments feel less like isolated mistakes and more like a troubling pattern. Once again, Arsenal walk away from a match not just disappointed with the result, but furious at a system that promised fairness and clarity yet delivered confusion and anger instead. The sense of being robbed by VAR against Crystal Palace will linger, serving as another painful reminder that in modern football, even the clearest moments can be overshadowed by controversial decisions that leave fans fuming and demanding answers.